And we are live. Real Chill Conversations. Me and my co-host Dominic, Edwina, and Brenna.
What's up?
Hey y'all.
Hey,
Hey
hey.
y'all.
Happy
Edwina,
Sunday, everyone.
and girl, I was living vicariously through you.
Oh,
Huh?
me?
Edwina,
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
can hear you.
how'd it
And
go?
doing a show your view.
Hold on, y'all. I have to stand up now. Turn my camera on.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna turn my camera on for you guys.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Jamaica.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay, so they got some
yeah,
city.
Yes.
You're like downtown or you're in a city?
yeah. I'm in. Where are we at? We are in. We're not in Maintingo Bay. We're in. I think it's Ocharicha.
Oh,
Ocharicha. How about
yeah.
wrong? Oh, please forgive me if I'm butchering the name, but yeah. So we're staying at the Moon Palace Resorts on the
Ooh, I had a
strip.
friend that stayed there. It was nice.
It's
All her
really nice.
real
I
nice.
have recommended. If I will have to say out of a 10, I would give it an 8. Um, it's all you can eat round the clock, all the drinks round the clock. Of course,
Ooh.
I'm loving that. They have like 5 different swimming pools, the beach. Yesterday I went out on the boat. It was amazing. We went to the Dun River to
Ooh, wee.
I swim with the dolphins.
Oh,
So if anybody ever wants to come to Jamaica, come out here to the Moon Palace.
yes, definitely. I saw that lazy river. Is that what that was?
Yes, it was definitely a lazy river, and yes, I did get in. I couldn't really take pictures then because I was in it and I didn't want to get my phone wet, but yes, everything I have enjoyed. So right
Yeah.
now, actually, when I get off the podcast, I'm gonna hop back in the pool.
Go, girl.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's
The j-
Yes,
go.
and they have a jacuzzi as well.
Oh my God.
Right? All right, all right, all
Yeah,
right.
I'm telling you, you deserve it, girl. Live it up.
thank you. I'm already planning for my next trip to Costa Rica.
Oh, for that. Go ahead.
Costa Rica.
That's
Yes.
that's lit. Amazing. I love to see it. The ladies are taking over. I mean, from every industry. Tonight we're gonna be focused on the music industry, nightlife industry, but definitely wanted to just shout out to all the women that are doing their thing. I just don't know what else to say. I just love to see it because really the women are really elevating. These last few years, especially in the music industry, it's been like a boom of female artists. I know last week the girls were fighting, and I don't want to put too much emphasis on that, but it just sucks because everyone tries to pit women against each other. And I don't know why only be one lady in the forefront when it's so many guys that are bonding, through being in these leadership roles. So why is that different when it's a woman that people need to be quiet and listen to? It doesn't have to be just one. So I definitely want to talk about that. I definitely want to mention people like Nicki Minaj. Do y'all feel like she is somebody that is giving the upcoming women a chance, or do y'all feel like she's somebody that is kind of trying to solidify her spot and just be that one person that's just in the limelight? What y'all think?
I mean, I feel like it's a little bit of a combination with Nikki. I feel like she's given women their props, but at the same time, she's also trying to stand her ground and make it known that, she kind of got in this thing and was making a name for herself before all these other women came along. And then you have these other artists that then respond with, but Nikki, like, I look up to you. I looked up to you. I listened to you. It was because of you I pursued my career, in this industry when you were surrounded by men. And, women in the industry previously, prior to the last couple of years, yeah, you might know their name, you might know who they were, but a lot of times they were known because they were doing features with other artists, being male artists. But now it's the women that are out here making the music, making the songs, and they're having guys come on, do features with them. And I think that's just so great to see. What I can't stand is when women, like you said, Natalie, are putting themselves, against one another, or putting someone down for being successful, in this business. And it's a tough one to be in. And there's room for everybody. Literally, there is room for everybody. But just, to go back to Nikki, I mean, nobody's trying to take her crown away, and people are still giving her flowers, right now. But she has been known to make some statements and to make some controversial comments about people and different situations. But then we also see her circle back and kind of, make peace with those people and, put an end to whatever beef might be going on.
And
Yeah, I
there's
was.
go ahead, Edwina, I hear you.
I'm saying that.
No, you're good.
No, I say Brenna said it's like I think she would give them a chance, but she's not going to get so far above her. Like she said, she's going to stand her ground, and everybody's going to know who she is before she lets somebody get ahead of her.
Good, good, good. I
Yeah.
like all of them.
Right. And
I
everybody,
think they all doing their thing right now.
right.
Women is on the rise. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. And that's the thing, is like there's so many different women out that, they say, oh, they're all talking about sex and their coochie and this and that. But it's like, when you think of the guys, what have they been talking about this whole time? The same thing: sex, money, drugs.
Sex, money,
I don't,
drugs.
you know,
Yep.
a few of them, there are a few lyricists that are real rappers and they can expand their content. But at the end of the day, I feel like the ladies are going bar to bar with the guys, and they're bringing everything, that sex appeal, they're bringing that power, they're bringing that leadership, and they're really, like y'all said, on the rise. So some of the ladies that Nicki Minaj featured on her last song, the Queen Mix, were definitely ladies. Some of them have been out for a while working, and some of them just needed that notoriety that she gave them. So that did catapult, a lot of them. Even when she did the feature with Coi Leray, she's branched out and she
Yeah.
pivoted and did her own thing with it. So I feel like as long as you're capitalizing off of those moves, you can't complain. I mean, you really can't. It sucks that, things like the Grammys, they're going to go against each other. There can only be one winner, but we got to start making our own award shows and our own platforms and our own publications so that our people can really shine, because the Grammys, I mean, they've always been one-sided. And why is it now that some of the Black artists are just now, we're having our first Black female artist to get awards? It's 2022. Like, where was this a decade ago? So,
Yeah.
mm,
This would have been really been nice a decade ago.
okay.
Yeah, it really would have been nice a decade ago, but it should be an honor, I would think, to even be nominated. So yes, there can only be one winner, but if you get a nomination, I mean, I think that speak accolades, to your talent and to your recognition throughout the industry and throughout, the general public who are listening to your music. And it would be a good idea to have more award shows and maybe things that are much more tailored to women artists in the industry, so that there is not that competition, at the end. Okay, we've got 7 nominees, but we've got one winner. But even still, I think a nomination is definitely a move in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Sure is. I don't know if y'all heard, but I want to say just a few days ago, I saw a tweet, and it was a guy, of course. He was saying, why do they have BET her? Like, why is that a thing? And they were basically trying to emphasize on the fact that by having BET her, it separates the men and the women, when if we're pushing for equality, we should want to be in the same playing field. So what do y'all think about that? Because I think that we can go toe to toe with the guys. Anything men can do, we can do it, and sometimes better. Anything we can do, guys can do it, and sometimes better. So we are fighting for equality. How hard do we have to push to be on the same platforms, Or do we want to separate ourselves and have something of our own for once? Because we never have.
I think it's good. I think that BET her, I mean, that's like categorizing just the women, talent. And so that, shine a little bit more. Let's get women to
Yeah,
shine a little bit more.
yeah, yeah. I agree with
Men,
you, Natalie.
men,
That'll be good.
Mhm.
What you were saying, Dominique?
I said male rappers have. Go ahead, yeah. I don't know what's wrong, Mike.
No, it's fine. But no, I agree with what you're saying. It would be good to have a women's platform, and then everybody will really see how talented and gifted African American women are, and we're not behind the scenes of a man. You see what I mean? We can actually put our talent out there on the forefront. So I think they should go for it and make it happen, and you never know. We may be better than the men. And we're not out here for competition, but it's like it's our time to shine and
Mhm.
let us shine.
Yeah,
Facts.
I don't think that BET her means separation. I do think we're long overdue for equality, and we've been fighting for that equality, and we haven't gotten it. So to get an actual platform that showcases the talents and the abilities of all these different women, I think that's long overdue. Yes, it would have been nice if we could have just been on the same platform, but because that didn't happen, something was created and gave us a place, gave us a platform to showcase our talents. So I don't think men can be upset with that. I don't think men should be angry at that or have any types of feelings about that. I think they should just support it. If you
Right.
like the artist, support the artist on whatever platforms they are. And the fact that we're creating platforms to create an environment for these women to be showcased is progress. That's moving forward, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to move forward, and the more that we move forward, the closer we're going to get to that equality, which ultimately at the end of the day, there's still going to be some separation. There's still going to be some distinctions. There's still going to be the haters that say, oh, women can't do what men do, and complain about what it is that they want to talk about, whatever it is that they put in their lyrics. But that's just what it's going to be. That's just going to happen.
I
But
mean, I mean, if they're going head to head with men, I think, well, there's a lot of male artists, like rap artists out here.
I was gonna
So to
there's
me, it's like that's good to have, just a platform for the female artists
yeah.
because that gives them more of an opportunity.
And there's so many, it's like if we like y'all right, y'all are completely right about that because there's so many female artists. There's not just a handful anymore. So
right.
there's enough to fill up that BET her platform and to give them all, a little light shined on them. Um like I think the guys are mad because of what artists like the City Girls have done to the dating scene. And
Yeah.
at first, it was like, I'm not really seeing it, but it has created a sense of women empowerment. And I would be mad too if I was a man and now we're banding together and we're fighting back and we're banding together and we're playing your games and
Right.
together and it's all on the up and up. So I would be feeling some type of way too if you couldn't just treat us how you want to treat us anymore and have us like a little puppy dog. No, we're finding our voices, we're
Hmm.
purpose, and we're living in that purpose. So they
Flipping this, flipping the script on the guys, and beating them at their own game, and they're upset with that.
yeah,
They're mad at that.
city boys up 1,000 points. The city girls are. It's like, come on, who's keeping track of the score? Because baby, if that was the case, we would have been one in the 18th century. Okay.
Right.
I feel a lot of female rap artists as well. It's like they are like the city girls. I could say that's more like a certain age type. Like all of them are filling in into the age type of female rappers and who's gonna listen to it and who's
Exactly.
gonna be receptive to it.
Exactly. That's the label's job, is to find their demographics and keep pushing them towards that audience.
Yeah.
So there are girls that are going to look up to that depending on, their life and wherever they are in their growth, really. Because I mean, grown women, we know how to differentiate the bullshit through whatever. We're going to pull things from this, we're going to pull things from that. Just because we listen to this music, just because we're chanting and yelling it out, doesn't mean that we feel like that, doesn't mean that we're thoughts or cheaters or promiscuous or whatever the case may be. So like the men, for some,
Exactly.
yelling this, rapping this, that, and it's like, you don't live like that. So why can't we
Exactly. It's
all?
just music.
Yeah, right. Yep, it's just music, and that's what they wanted to preach for so long. So yes, city girls are up 1,000.
And at the end of the day, I mean, it's all for entertainment. It's all for entertainment. It's all to get the plays. It's all to get the listens. It's all to get your music on the radio and get your music played on the different platforms and to get your music played in the clubs. And yes, when we're out in the club, we are chanting the chants. We are reciting the rhymes. We are singing the lyrics. We are singing along. But that doesn't mean that we're bent over at the bar. Again.
Brenda, you make such a good point. Like, people don't know how to differentiate.
Yes.
Like, we're not thoughts just because you know,
Hmm. It's all for entertainment. It's for fun. It's just
it's
an
entertainment.
it's creativity, it's venting, self-expression, all of that. Even like when, we switch it up and we like to wear our makeup and we change our hairs and we got the colors and we're eccentric. It's like that doesn't mean that we want to be someone other than ourselves. That means we just want to switch it up. We're ladies. We like colors. We like bling. We like long nails. We like class. It just depends on the woman. So I don't think we should be judged based off of the music or the artist that we're following, especially knowing that for so long women have been held back. I want to support them all. I don't care what they're talking about. I'm just glad having their chance to say what they want to say and to tell their stories through the music.
Exactly. Excellent point. And we love to switch it up. We love to change it up. Like you said, Nat, we love to change our hair and our nails and put on our different outfit and put on our clothes. And maybe we don't even have somewhere specific that we're going, but we just want to do it because we're doing it for ourselves. It makes us feel good.
Exactly. It's for us. It's not for y'all. Most of the times we want to look cute for our girls. We probably might dress up, we probably do it up a little more if it's girls' night as opposed to just, oh, we're going out. We
Yep.
we want to
And
stunt
we
with our
do, because I know we like to dress up on girls' night.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with it. So let's
No, not at
back
all.
when Lotto was dropping her album. Remember that controversy that she had with one of the male artists? They were saying it was Kodak, then they were saying it was Lil Wayne. Now it's kind of like up in the air, but they were saying that one of those artists wanted her to have sex with them before they got on her album. So obviously the label was still able to push that verse through, obviously without that going on, because she is dating somebody notable in the music industry. Um, but it's weird. It's like, why would you expect, just because she's going to want a feature, that she can't pay for it, or that her label is not going to put up that budget for it? I,
Because men are stuck in the mind of sex, and they're stuck in the mind of that's what women do. They think that women are sleeping with different people, different producers, different writers, different engineers, whatever the case may be, label people, A&Rs, to get the job done. That we are only able to use our bodies. We're not able to use our minds to put out what we want to put out. And that's unfortunate because of the music that the men put out with regards to how many bodies and what their body count is and how many women they've had and this, that, and whatever. That's the expectation, and that's the surrounding, unfortunately, of women in the industry, especially if you're an attractive woman, especially if you have a nice body, if you look good and you sound good and all of that. they want to attribute it back to, oh yeah, she did this with him, she did this with this dude, and that's how she got on, which is false. That's that false narrative that's out there, and I can't stand that. I think it's horrible, horrible.
Yeah, I do feel like the times has changed though. I feel like in maybe like the early 90s and 80s, I do feel like some women artists, they did probably have to sleep to get to the top. I don't know, I'm just saying, from like Little Kim, to other artists, because back then, rapping and women artists wasn't that how it was with men, you see? So I do feel like back in the day, yes, they probably had to do it, but now it's totally different now. Now women are making their own money, they're having their own labels, they're doing their own thing. Like, we're switching up the game. It's totally different. So now we don't have to really depend on men or certain labels to, put their record out. They can do it on themselves,
Mhm.
because they may not just be doing music. They could be just having a clothing line, have
Right.
shoes. You just never know what they're doing behind the scenes to make their own money.
That's a good point, Edwina, because back in the day with Lil Kim and Biggie and Charlie Baltimore, I mean, they didn't have their own little, merch
Exactly, like
like
Trina.
that
Like,
going on.
it wasn't that big how it is now. Like, now women are making money behind the scenes. You're like, where's she getting this money from? Because I have 3 or 4 different businesses that you don't know about.
Right.
You see, I could put out my own. I could put my own label, my own record.
Hmm. And some of these ladies that are out right now, like Mulatto, I know her management, and they don't play about her. Her manager used to work with Justin Bieber, so he's like really serious, you know. And then even the City Girls with Coach K and P over at QC, these are people that they see this as a business. They're not trying to play house with their artists. They're simply putting them in the positions, and they're not letting people play with them. They're not letting people play with their money or their artists. So I feel like the women now, as opposed to the women back then, and I'm glad y'all took it there because I was going to mention artists like Lil Kim, Foxy Brown, Trina, that were rapping about highly explicit, you know, lyrics and just topics in general. So I want to know what the difference in routes was for them back then as opposed to the women now. And I think we kind of broke that down, is that they just didn't have the same resources and the same outlets. With social media now, it makes it real easy, like Edwina was saying, for all these ladies to have their own ventures aside from the music. For instance, Coi Leray, she's in the Nike commercial. She's in the Sprite commercial. She has clothing deals. She's modeling. She's in commercials. You know, she's acting. Just so many different things aside from just rapping and having to be stuck in the studio or feel like they have to, just be a slave to that. And it kind of brings me back to the whole R. Kelly thing. Those women were so thirsty to get into the industry that they would literally, subject themselves and subject their kids to anything, when really you don't have to do that. You don't go that route. You can easily politely decline and keep on working, and it will come with consistency. So at the end of the day, you don't have to lay down or, feel like you have to get taken advantage of just to get where you want to get, because people are going to support you whether you have, something good going on and you're just consistent.
And the amount of respect that you can continue to hold for yourself and hold yourself in high regard, knowing that you got to where you got to with hard work and consistency, like you said, Nat, and not as the result of a sexual favor that may later appear in another artist's track. Is definitely a positive thing. Nobody wants to have their past brought up or a situation brought up that they felt like they had no choice. And unfortunately, back in the day, and in the times that we're talking about, back like with Biggie and Foxy Brown and Trina and Little Kim, Charlie Baltimore, and ladies like that. And then R. Kelly and his artists and the slew of women that he was trying to quote unquote sign to his label
Where's
and
the music?
and groom. It's like it was all in return for sexual favors, and that's not the case now. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that to yourself. You can keep your self-respect, and like you said, Nat, you can politely decline, and you can keep it moving.
Right.
I think it was like that a lot, like back in the days. Like, who was saying that? Edwina?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like pretty different. And like you said, Natalie, some of these managers and stuff like that, they're not playing about the artists anymore and about their money. So
It's a business. We're not, and a lot of these ladies, even artists like Money Long, a lot of people felt like she was new when she came with that Hours and Hours because it was just such a hit and it was just so viral. But
But she's been out for a minute.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
been, and I believe she's married. She has a family and everything. So she's not looking to get on by latching on to this guy or this guy. They don't have to do that anymore because women, we're making our own money and we're making our own motion. So like y'all were saying too, not too long ago, it kind of reminded me of the whole Kim K and Ray J sex tape. That stuff is gonna follow you forever. She's had a family,
Forever.
kids, and she's still getting harassed about that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's not something that you want to be known for. You want to be known for your hard work and being well respected by the men and by the women. And that's just going to come by based off of how you're branding yourself as an artist.
Right.
I
And
have a question, ladies.
go ahead.
Who's your favorite female rapper?
Hmm.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay. Definitely.
Natalie?
Um, that's a good question. As far as rap, mm, well, I mean, I would say Missy, but I want to say someone that's like out right now. One of the new girls.
I was thinking about Missy too because I liked her style. I liked what she was
I like
talking
Missy.
about,
She's
Mhm,
good.
you know.
mhm.
But I thought you were talking about somebody like, like Natalie said, somebody that's out now. That's why I said
Oh,
Meg.
okay.
I,
Because
I
with her rap lyrics, she says certain things that I don't think nobody else feel like they will say. You see, even though it's nasty, I'm like, oh, we thinking like that, but we don't
Yeah.
come out and say stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. She was slick with it. She was real good with it.
yeah,
Yeah, especially that new song Plan B.
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna have to go way back to Lil Kim.
yes.
I like
Yeah.
Lil Kim, but see, if we going back, I'll say Trina.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I like
Okay.
Trina too.
I like
Yeah.
Trina.
Yeah, I like Trina too.
And she still makes music. Trina, she is one artist that I see, one of the artists that have been out for a while now. She does support the ladies. I see her pulling up to video shoots. I see her pulling up to studio sessions and just making sure that her support is shown, especially for these young women coming up.
Yeah.
I can say that she's somebody that is wanting to open up the door and not be like a gatekeeper. She's spreading the wealth. I liked Asian Doll for a while when she was, new. I felt like she was somebody that can really be, um, one of those ones that would really be a breakthrough artist. Sadly, she got caught up in a lot of drama recently, just with the whole King Von situation and everything that happened with
Yeah.
that, like too much. So it's like the branding kind of got away from her because she was really like seen as like a trendsetter. She was always new. People wanted to see what she was wearing, see her hair, see her makeup, and this and that. But it took away from the music when she got involved with certain guys, when she got involved in certain lifestyles that, that might have been her life. That might be something that she's used to and what she knows, but when you're in the public eye like that, you have to be really, really careful of how you're perceived. And some people, they say, I don't care what anybody thinks, but you have to.
Yeah.
It's just a common level of decency that you have and respect that you have to have for yourself because we can tell how much you love yourself. It's
Your brand. And it's your brand. You gotta protect your brand at all costs.
Yep. Yep, yep.
I like her too, Natalie. I would
Hmm.
have loved to see a little bit more of her.
Yeah. And sometimes it's their teams, you know. It's not always easy to find management and to find a publicist that is going to really get you in those right places or just hold you accountable for certain shit. A lot of times, being that they have money and they have this, it's easy for people to join the team and just go along with what they're already doing. They don't want to tell you to do anything differently because you might lose your job, you know? So it's like, oh, let's keep them doing the same thing. And they are just going to always need us and be at this same level. But sometimes you just have to switch it up. If you're able to find new management and go different routes, you always have to just use your resources and use your outlets. I know I've been in the studio plenty of times where maybe the women were the strongest links in the room and had real potential to help these artists out, but when the artists walked through the door, they shook everybody's hand in the room but the women. And I don't know if it's because
Mm.
they thought that I was there with the guys, so they didn't want to be like disrespectful to him and saying something to me, but it's like, don't assume that the ladies in the room are just here to party. Don't
Exactly.
assume that I'm pulling up to the club and I'm just here as a groupie. That's why when I go out and I'm working and I go to support my DJ friends, or I go to support my hosts, or just other people, artists and whatnot, I try to dress down. I try to go with my camera around my neck. I might go with my notepad under my arm, and I'm pulling up looking like I came to work. Because then if I go and I'm looking all good and I got my freakum dressed and my heels on, it's like, okay, they're going to assume that I'm here to party. And it's sad that it's like that for women, that we have to dumb it down. But
Yeah.
if you're there to work, there has to be a certain level of professionalism so these men know not to play with you. I'm demanding my respect every time. And now, thankfully, over the years of showing that, I'm not on social media showing my ass, I'm not on social media shaking my ass. One, because my brother follows me. What the hell does I look like being having my ass out and my little brother is scrolling the timeline and then sees? That's not appealing. That's not me. So
You
I'm
know,
careful of
now
that.
I was gonna say, because you brought, that's a good point you brought up. All of us have a social media page, and I can honestly say, like, when we post, we don't post like that. We are very conservative how we post stuff, because we know we have kids and we know we have young followers and stuff like that. So that is a good point that you brought up, because I know even on my social media page, I'm very mindful about what I post, because you never know who is watching your page.
Some.
You said what?
I said some.
Somewhat. Some people.
I'm sorry, the plane. Yes, some
Um,
people.
yeah, that's true. You're right. Because some people, they may see you shaking your butt. So, like, for instance, when me and Dominique go out, we may go out and have a good time. We may shake our butt. So we're not going to put too much up there, because some people, they will judge you by us having a good time, and it shouldn't be that way, but it is that way.
Facts. You just, as a woman, you have to demand that respect. And that's whatever industry you're in. Because if you are a woman that's serious and you want people to take you as a professional, it's like, I can't be on my social media acting reckless. People are not going to trust me with their money. One, they're going to be like, oh shit, she about to go smoke up all the hookah, smoke up all the weed, drink all the drinks with my budget. No,
Right.
have to be responsible, and that's how you have to brand yourself, especially as a woman in the industry. Nightlife, a lot of people try to have meetings at nighttime. Oh, pull up to the club. Oh, come to the strip club. Oh, let's do this, let's do that. And it's like, how are we gonna hear each other over the music? Like, we need to meet in a safe setting, because people try to meet up all the time, and it's like, I tell them, what would I look like meeting up with everybody that wants to see me in person? That's why this is digital marketing.
I have a lot of I have a different opinion when it comes to social media. It's
Which
just social media, like to me.
It's
And I
entertainment.
mean, people use it to express themselves, to entertainment, business wise. And you have a lot of ways you can use social media, but people put too much emphasis on it, and that's what I don't understand.
Yeah,
It's
people
how,
definitely
how you
take
want to
it.
be perceived. Everybody's different. It just depends on what you're branding, like
Yeah.
whatever you're branding, focus on
Yeah,
that.
but whatever I'm branding is not the same on all my social media. So, like that's what I'm saying. It's just social media, but that's just my personal opinion.
No, that's true too. It depends on the person, the brand, and what you're trying to be perceived as. If you are, a female artist like the City Girls, they got to do TikToks. They got to shake a little something. They got to be, provocative and whatever, because that's what is selling, obviously. But it's just about your level of comfortability. Not everybody is comfortable showing, skin. Not everybody is comfortable just having their family looking at them like, oh, what is this girl doing over here? So it just depends on whatever you're selling. I feel like now with the women's empowerment movement, we are, going to the slut walk and we're saying my body, my choice and things like that. So there's nothing wrong with supporting. Like I said, we can sing the songs, we can chant the da 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 da. But at the end of the day, if you are someone that wants other people to differentiate between what type of person you are, then there has to be a certain level of just common decency for yourself, not for anybody else. Because
To piggyback on what you were saying, Natalie, when you go to events, I mean, I know when I would go to events for the station, whether we were hosting something or we were asked to attend something, and of course, drinks would be flowing, all kinds of things would be flowing. And I might have one drink, but I'm not throwing back shots and I'm not getting drunk. I'm not getting out of my mind because I'm working and I want to be taken seriously and I want to be considered the next time that you have an opportunity for an event and you want someone to come out and cover it. I want to be able to do that. And if I'm drunk and I'm falling all over the floor and I can't stand up straight, they're not going to take me seriously. And also, like you said, like, why do we have to meet, at the strip club? Why do we have to meet at the club? Like, we can't even hear each other. Like, there's plenty of other places to conduct business and to handle business, but it's all a matter of how you conduct yourself, especially, in this industry. And that's just part of my brand too, is being professional. I'm going to show up. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to be professional. I'm going to speak professional. I'm going to act professional. I'm not going to be rude and, not take a sip of champagne, but I'm not down in bottles and then doing shots and then going and, smoking a blunt in the back and then coming back and trying to have a conversation. That's just not going to work.
right. And I came to that point because one of the owners of a very popular, I don't want to be too specific, but one of the owners of a pretty popular strip club here in Atlanta invited me out the other night. I think it was Friday. And they're like, yeah, little baby's going to be here tonight. And I'm like, okay, I don't think little baby needs a publicist. So that's not necessarily who I would be going to network with. But I thought you needed somebody for your Wednesday nights to get more artists booked in here, because that is the day that they do their independent artists there at the club. They have them come perform, throw some ones and get their footage. So at first I was like, okay, but then it really didn't take that long for me to figure it out. And it's like, he might just want another pretty girl sitting in his section. And who knows how many other people he invited out for that night to make it seem as it was a business meeting, when in reality, who knows what he's trying to use he was trying to use me there for. I don't know. I felt like meeting up at the strip club at 1 a.m. was not necessarily what I was trying to do. I feel like I could miss that opportunity and it's not super detrimental to my career. So it's like, as women, we have to pick and choose what situations and what scenarios are going to be beneficial, and just having that at the back of our mind that we also have to be safe, especially here in Atlanta. A lot of stuff happens after hours.
Oh,
And,
yeah, that's so true.
it's
True.
like,
Yeah.
people, just because you own a club and you got this person, you got that type of stuff does not intrigue everybody, because a lot of people, especially here in Atlanta, we've done that. We've been here, we've done that, we've networked our asses off. And it's like, if it's not straight to the point, what do you need me for? What is this? What do you need me from me? What am I gonna expect from you? And this and that is just, I wouldn't even pay too much attention to it. So as women, we do have to pick and choose our battles and just see what is worth our time. So that pretty much sums up the points that I wanted to touch on. Um, I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I just know I feel like the ladies that have been in the industry can still continue to bring other people up. Um, like you said, you never know what they're going, how their career is going to catapult off of these women like Nicki Minaj, like Missy Elliott's, like Trina, like I would say Cardi, but I haven't seen Cardi doing too much besides that latest one with Glorilla, which that was a good look. Oh, actually, she collabed with Ice Spice too on something because she's from the Bronx as well. I think she's also
Yeah.
Dominican. So they're trying, I
Yeah.
would like to see more of it. We got to keep doing that. We got to keep helping our sisters and just trying to pull one up at a time. Even if you got to go one by one, it's the music industry. Everybody's not going to gravitate and be receptive to these artists. But with time and consistency, I feel like a lot more ladies are going to continue breaking through.
Absolutely.
Y'all have anything else? Any other artists that y'all want to mention or just kind of shout out and give a little give their flowers?
I mean,
Oh,
I'm
shout out to Glorilla. Like she really doing her thing right now.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep. She is.
Back to back hits for sure.
Hmm.
Ladies, that we have reached the end of the show. Wow, we talked up for 42. Okay, we're going up. What episode this is? I think we're on episode like 70. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we have been putting real chill conversations. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, comment, follow. We have a group chat on Facebook that you can join. We need more and more participation, especially when it comes to knowing the topics that y'all want us to talk about. So
Yes.
shoot us some suggestions. If you would like to be a guest on one of our upcoming shows, just say that.
Yeah. We
Just say that. And
we
Brenna, next Sunday is your turn. Any sneak
Hey.
peek on what we will be talking about?
I kind of wanted to talk about ever since I found out that my son made the All-Star team. I kind of wanted to talk about the importance of having our youth, having our kids involved in extracurricular activities. I have one son that plays football. Well, two of them played football, but my youngest, he's in martial arts. Just having your kids involved in extracurricular activities and what it does to them to help boost their confidence and what it does for you and how it impacts us as parents and trying to get them back and forth to these practices and these games and this and that. And I think I might have a guest for that episode. So I'm waiting to hear back on that.
Nice.
Yes, that's a good one.
Edwina, anything for the night? I know you having your fun over there.
Yeah, you're funny. No, nothing to add on. Just another good topic, ladies. Good
Mhm.
job.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I
You're
appreciate you.
welcome.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Have a good night and see you next week.
All
Good
right.
night.
Have a good night, ladies.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.